Hi everyone, we're back.
Hey, welcome back. We are going to start up a cool new project that you came up with.
I was, again, Ben left me all to my lonesome, and so I had to come up with stuff.
1 week. I couldn't film for 1 week, and Brian was like, you got to come over. I got a stack of stuff I need to show you. And here's this and this and this. And I was like, is this all connected? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. So Ben is connect. I'm just drawing crap, and Ben's
He's drawn a bunch of stuff,
everything.
and we're going to connect it all and make it an adventure.
So I had this weird idea. I called it, remember when we were watching Black Sails?
Yeah.
And remember it was the last season, and it was like the second to the last episode. And they had this place called Skeleton Island.
Yeah.
And I went, man, that's the coolest name ever.
Yeah.
Well, I had this idea, maybe there's a giant skeleton that somebody built a little kind of, it's not necessarily a city, it's really tiny, it's like a little community. And I called it like Skeleton Bay or Skeleton Harbor or something like that.
Here it is. Here's
But they're like giant skeletons like Godzilla size.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the size of like a giant building or something like that, even bigger. And there's one or two of them. And we'll throw it up on the thing too.
Just obsessing over
and I thought, yeah, that could be really cool.
Yeah.
And
I love the design of it. The T-Rex head coming out of the water, and it's all built on this little island on the spine.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That is a very cool town, and Skeleton Cove, it's very descriptive. There's some pretty gnarly guys here.
Yeah, and it's run by some rough customers. And I came up with this. Who was the guy that I was saying that was going to run it? So I made up this French pirate.
Oh, yeah.
Jacques Beausoleil or something like that. Jacques de la Rouge Beausoleil.
That was it. Yeah. Jacques de la Rouge Beausoleil.
Yeah. So, and...
that was the first word that you spoke to me when I came over for you to tell me about this.
That's right.
Jacques de la Rouge Beausoleil. I was like, I don't know what that means.
I know. I spring this stuff on Ben. You should be used to it by now.
But you got a cover art for it.
Yes. So this was the town. This was like the little community. It's not even the town. It's like just a few buildings.
It's like a village, right?
Yeah. And then I had this other idea, like a pirate theme thing. And we were talking about doing because we did the samurai armor stuff.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, what if we did a pirate theme, but it was a samurai pirate theme. So I came up, Pirates of Tanegashima. That was one idea.
So here is... And that, I think, is going to be the name of this little adventure that we're going to be working on as we go forward.
And then, of course, I thought, well, we can go regular pirates, so Pirates of Blood Coral Bay.
Pirates of Blood Coral Bay. I love that
it would be the same thing, but just instead of Japanese pirates, it's Western pirates.
Yeah, and I like that. And, when we put this together, we're going to put it together. I think we should do it with the Japanese style for obvious reasons. We've shown all the samurai armor and the arquebus and all this stuff. Piracy was a big deal in medieval Japan. They had a lot of that going on.
They did.
Raiding not only Japanese shipping, but Chinese and Korean.
And Koreans, yeah.
So there was a lot of piracy there, and I don't think I've seen that much about, Eastern style pirates in D&D before.
Yeah, I haven't.
That would be cool, but when we make the adventures, you can always reflavor them as Western style pirates.
Sure, yeah,
if that's going to fit better into your game world. Mm-hmm. But we'll do the Eastern style just because I think that could be really fun.
Sure. Maybe I'll even paint both. Who knows?
I like that.
If Ben leaves me alone again and runs away for a couple of weeks, and I'm bored, and I'm like, Ben,
I like that the sketch is pretty much the same dude. He's just wearing different hats.
Yes, exactly.
But then. So let's talk about the city. So it would be just kind of a few buildings, a pirate bar probably.
Yeah, in fact, maybe even multiple bars. It's nothing but bars and type of thing. And I had it so that it could either be an island or on the very end of a peninsula.
Okay.
And I saw these tiny little islands off the coast of Italy or Sicily. And they were just little tiny islands, and they would have a little town kind of thing on there. and a couple of them had been abandoned. This one had been abandoned. And I thought, well, that's pretty cool. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Not 100% out in the middle of nowhere, but you can sail into the little island. So I had, it'd be a few buildings and a neat little stop. Be very colorful.
Yeah.
And
then you could, so, and then we could have it backed up where it's some kind of like graveyard, some kind of like elephant graveyard situation for these giant sea monsters, which giant sea monsters aren't that weird in a D&D setting. So whatever giant monsters, giant sea monsters, they come here to die, and that provides like some natural harbor so that you can dock your ships there. It's deep water, but so I thought that was great. And then you came up with a little economy for it.
Yes, so it's so I had it like them being like dead sea monsters or whatever they were, then their bodies kind of melted down and this tar or something would be there. And so they would use that to, line their ships and stuff like that, make them waterproof, and they would sell that.
Yeah, that's
so
great,
that's
right?
Where the economy goes out, and then it's just a trading, and it's like a natural harbor. So when the waves are big and, you get into this little skeleton area, it's nice and calm in there.
Yeah. And then, it's like the Libre tar pits, right? Like it's just kind of stuff bubbling up. And then, it's just great waterproofing stuff for your ship. It doesn't really do a lot for you in game terms, but it's how they make all their money here.
Yeah, and so that gives it an economy and reasons why they're there and a stopover point. And then, of course, the characters can go nuts and do whatever they want. So
moving forward for this, we are going to have to populate the city. We've got basically the name, the design, and the
we'll
leader.
Do a little city map.
Yeah, we'll do a little map. We'll maybe make up one of the taverns for it, like the main place. There's probably a place to buy your stuff. It might be kind of interesting because you could buy or sell anything here, right?
Yeah.
Illegal stuff, they don't care.
Yeah, it would be like a Wild West kind of thing.
Yeah. You could buy poisons, or you could sell stuff that you stole, like all of that kind of thing. So, it's going to be kind of a rough area, but you might need to be there if you...
Might need that monkey with you.
Yeah, you might need the monkey.
To calm people down.
So we'll come up
in a previous video.
Yes.
What we're talking about.
So, we'll come up with some cool stuff for it, and then we'll do a painting of it, and maybe we'll do a city map.
Yeah.
And that'll be the beginning of this little mini adventure that we're going to work on. Ideally, there'll be different, each individual modules you can run, but we'll put them all together like we did with Tower of Death and get a little Pirates of Tanegashima book.
Yeah. It'll be fun.
Yeah. So here we go.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye. Hi, everybody.
Hi, welcome back. We are talking about the second part of the Pirates of Tanegashima.
Yes, and we have artwork to show everybody today, Ben.
Yes. So we decided on Pirates of Tanegashima.
Yes.
We last time had Pirates of Blood Coral Bay and Pirates of Tanegashima as two options, but we decided
we went with the Japanese theme.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't imagine why.
Okay. we have a whole bunch of fun stuff for you guys today.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here is the final art, and this will be the cover of the setup. I'm going to put it on our brand new book stand.
Yes. Ben bought us a book stand. We don't even have the box to show him. It just says book stand on the box.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yes, it just says book stand in huge letters on the box.
Yeah.
But the Patreon fans bought us the book stand.
Oh, thank you, Patreon fans.
Yes, it is the $17 we get off Patreon.
Yes.
I turned it immediately into a book stand. So
it's wonderful. Thank you, guys. So here we see, now I did this art, Ben, to look like an old samurai movie poster.
Which it does.
From the 1950s and 60s. And what it says is Tanegashima no Kaizoku, which means the Pirates of Tanegashima. So Tanegashima means little seed island. So the kanji here is... seed, this is for child or small, and shima, it means island. And no here means of, and kai zoku. And zoku means tribe. So they're pirate tribe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so it's Japanese is a really interesting language. And by the way, I don't speak fluent Japanese at all. My Japanese is that of a 2-year-old. It's like, Mommy, I have to go potty. That's my level of Japanese. But I did look up the kanji and wrote it, and I do have some Japanese friends who help me make sure that I don't write silly stuff. That it's all kosher.
Those guys who get the kanji tattoos, but the kanji's
Oh
wrong.
yeah, it's like says, I'm dumb. They tattoo it on their arm. They think that I'm tough or something. So that's our first piece of art, Ben. And do you want to talk about the adventure a little bit? Like, what's going to happen in the adventure?
So I think we'll do this kind of like we did with the locked book, where we'll break it out individually into separate things. So basically, for this one, we should talk a little bit about the setting here. We're going to get into the city next time, and maybe some of the battles and stuff going on with it. We've talked about the monkey statue already, which is going to be part of this little module. But basically, what we wanted to do was to do samurai, like Japanese style, but in a D&D setting. So the orc samurai is like what we were kind of wanting to do something with. And we've got all of this cool, Japanese armor and stuff that we wanted to show off. So we thought it might be fun to set a little adventure where we could show off some of the equipment that you've got set up. And so you were saying that the helmet here that you drew is...
Actually, it's this helmet right here. Yeah. So we'll talk about this in a different video. We're going to talk about this helmet in great detail.
Yes.
But I thought it was perfect to put on a bugbear.
Yes.
Yes. So
and we'll be doing the orc samurai as a little character thing coming up, and we're going to be talking about, we're going to run into this guy over the course of this adventure. So we're thinking maybe 5 or 6 parts for this, kind of like we did with the locked book.
Yeah.
And so I think we'll have some fun with this, and then when we're done with it all, we'll print it all up into a book that you guys can print on demand, and this is going to be the cover art for it. So.
Does that sound cool? It does to me.
All right, guys.
All right, we're going to see you next time. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.